Welcome in, local restaurant owners. I'm absolutely thrilled you're joining me for this explainer today because we're about to look at something that could completely change the trajectory of your business. We're diving straight into the hard data to show you the most direct, mathematically proven path to capturing the local Hispanic market. Look, if you own a restaurant in the Latin and Mexican food space right here in the Oxnard Ventura metro area, you already know the competition is fierce. But what if I told you the secret to maximizing your foot traffic isn't about shouting louder? It's just about speaking to the exact right people in the exact right place. Okay, let's dive into the numbers and see what they have to say. Let's kick things off with a truly staggering number, $962 million. According to Nielsen, that is the annual retail spending power of KML-FM's adult listeners. But here's the absolute best part for you. Out of that nearly $1 billion, a massive $109 million is spent directly on food services. That breaks down to almost $39.7 million in full-service restaurants and $54.9 million in limited-service spots. We aren't talking about some broad national statistic here. We're talking about local dollars being spent right here in your backyard. The question isn't whether these consumers are spending money dining out. They absolutely are. The question is, are they spending it at your tables? Section 1. Meet your ideal customer. Let's look at who these people actually are. The sheer concentration of this demographic is honestly incredible. KMLA-FM's audience is incredibly focused, with 97.6% of its listeners identifying as Hispanic. You know, in the advertising world, we talk a lot about spill, which basically means paying to reach people who are highly unlikely to ever walk through your doors. It's a huge drain on your budget. But here, the spill is virtually non-existent. If your restaurant specializes in Latin cuisine, this isn't just an audience, it's practically a pre-built community of your ideal patrons, all gathered in one spot. And digging even deeper into the Mexican regional format profile, we see something that should make every Mexican restaurant owner sit right up. Nearly 95% of this specific audience is of Mexican, Mexican-American, or Chicano descent. I mean, think about what that means for your menu. These are consumers who understand authentic flavors, who celebrate the culture, and who actively seek out the exact dining experiences you're already providing. You don't have to educate this audience on what your food is. You literally just have to invite them in. Now, if you really want to connect authentically, language is key. Over 91% of these consumers are Spanish dominant, and over half, 51.4% to be exact, speak Spanish exclusively. When you advertise in their primary language, on a station they actually trust, you aren't just selling them a meal. You're welcoming them into your establishment in a way that feels like home. It builds this immediate trust and emotional connection that a standard English-only campaign on some generic pop station simply can't match. Section 2. Dominating the key demographics. Let's talk about reaching the decision makers. When it comes to the folks who are out there working, providing for their families, and deciding where to grab dinner on a Friday night, the Nielsen rankings for adults 25 to 54 show a massive gap. KMLA-FM holds a commanding #1 position with a 10.2 share. They are easily outpacing their closest competitor, KXLM, which sits at a 7.2, and KHA way down at 5.4. This proves that when adults in their prime earning and spending years are tuning in, KMLA is overwhelmingly their top choice. But let's refine this even further, because ask anyone in the restaurant biz, and they'll tell you women are very often the key decision makers for household dining. If you win over the mother, the wife, the girlfriend, you win the whole table. And here, the dominance is even more pronounced. For women 25 to 54, KMLA-FM secures a massively impressive 11.4 share. That makes it the undisputed #1 radio station in Ventura County for this specific, highly valuable group. Your marketing simply needs to be where these women are, and the data proves they're right here. Section 3. Unmatched advertising efficiency. How to maximize every dollar of your budget. This brings us to a really crucial question you need to ask yourself today. How many commercial spots are you currently paying for just to make a dent in the market? Look, frequency is important, but if your base reach is tiny, you're just shouting the same message to a really small room. Let's look at a head-to-head comparison that might completely change how you view your ad spend. The Nielsen data reveals a stark, almost unbelievable contrast. Let's say their goal is to reach about 28,800 adults in a single week. To do that on KMLA-FM, you only need to run 20 spots, just 20. But to reach that exact same number of people on KXLM, you'd need to buy 97 spots. Think about the cost difference there. Think about the production difference. You are achieving this same massive reach with a fraction of the inventory, which perfectly protects your profit margins. And honestly, It gets so much worse for the competition as we look further down the list. The inefficiency is glaring. To get that same reach of 28,800 adults, you'd need 136 spots on KLJR, 165 spots on KHAY, and you would need a staggering 369 spots on KF5E to achieve what KMLA does in just 20. When you look at it this way, buying anywhere else is literally like taking the longest, most expensive detour possible to get people to your own restaurant. In fact, for several local stations, including KBBY and KCAQ, the report notes it is literally not possible. You could run one commercial every 15 minutes, Monday through Sunday, 6 a.m. to midnight, totaling 504 commercials, and it would still be mathematically impossible to reach the audience size established by KMLA. You just can't buy your way to a bigger audience if that audience simply isn't tuning in to begin with. Section 4, the ultimate ROI choice. Why KMLA FM is the clear winner here. By leveraging KMLA, you're efficiently accessing over 40,700 targeted weekly consumers. And wait, they aren't just tuning in via traditional radio. This is a digitally dominant audience. We're talking over 102,300 total streaming sessions. That includes more than 68,000 sessions on desktop and 37,000 on smart speakers. With over 7,500 daily listener sessions, they are deeply engaged whether they're at work, at home, or on the go. When you pair that modern multi-platform engagement with the $109 million in annual food service spending power we discussed earlier, it is absolutely undeniable. These are active, powerful consumers looking for places to spend their hard-earned money. All of this brilliantly illustrates that La M 103.7 FM is not just a radio station playing great regional Mexican music. For a local restaurant owner, it is the most direct, highly concentrated, and cost-effective pipeline to your ideal customers. It's the bridge between your kitchen and a vibrant, digitally savvy community that is genuinely hungry for what you serve. So I'll leave you with this final provocative thought. In the restaurant business, where every single margin matters and every dollar counts, why would you ever pay for 369 commercials when you only need 20 to get the exact same job done? The data is crystal clear, and the $109 million opportunity is just waiting for you. If you're ready to stop wasting budget and start driving real foot traffic, the next step is simple. Call or text Gabriel today at 323-320-3659 and claim your spot in front of the most powerful dining audience in Ventura County. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and hey, here's to packed tables and massive growth for your business.